you something. Your SP is not responding to your spells, your texts, or your affirmations. They're responding to your energy. Okay? They're responding to your energy. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. We're going to have two people, Nicole versus Nikki. It's named after me, so don't take offense, okay? One gets ignored, one gets obsessed over, and once you understand the difference, your manifestation will stop being a struggle and you will start to flow and ease into things you want. Okay, so today we're going to dive into how to manifest a specific person, and I just want to say it's not going to be from a desperate, clingy kind of way that pushes people away. It's definitely more in a empowered way, a witchy way, the subconscious way, the magnetic way. To make this clear, we're going to just use like I said, two versions of Nicole and Nikki. So Nicole is anxious. She's a chaser. She wants what she wants, but she doesn't understand that energy is the problem. And then we have Nikki, and Nikki's magnetic, irresistible, and just aligned in her feminine energy. So every technique that I'm teaching, I'll show you how Nicole will do it and how Nikki would do it. Nicole is typically viewed as wrong. I don't want to necessarily say there's a right and wrong way to manifest, because if you manifest, you manifest. Whether it's the right way, the wrong way, the hard way, the easy way, you're still manifesting something. But in terms of manifesting with ease and manifesting in a way that's magnetic and feels good and doesn't feel draining, we're going to go the Nikki way. And if you've been struggling with manifestation, or manifestation feels like a chore, you've probably been following after Nicole. Okay, so let's dive into it. Got interrupted again by my baby. So whenever you're in the process of manifesting an SP, you want to make sure that your energy is open. And ways that you let them know that you're interested without initiating is to respond to whatever it is they are doing. So if this is someone like you're at work with, or a friend or something that you're interested in, you need to show interest in their interactions with you. Otherwise, they're going to stop biting. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to chase someone who's clearly showing that they're not interested. They might for a little while, but after a while, everyone can only handle so much rejection, you know? So if this person is trying to make eye contact with you and you just look away, or you refuse to make eye contact, you're not responding, there's playing hard to get, and then there's just being a dipshit. Don't be a dipshit. If someone asks you a question and it's not something you need to take all dang day to answer the dang question. Like, you know, you can even say something like, hey, I have to go do something, but I wanted to give you a response real quick, blah, blah, blah. That way the person knows you're not going to be hanging around all day to, you know, chit chat or whatever. But at the same time, hey, you're important enough for me to get back to you, but I also have other that I have to do. You know, don't just be straight up like, I'm not going to answer for 2 days and then wonder why they've moved on. Sorry, just the stuff that I get asked whenever I'm thinking of the questions my clients tend to have. A lot of people want connection with a coworker or someone they know, and they want them to be more pursuant of them, but they also do a lot of stuff that turns that pursuer off. Like, you cannot constantly bombard someone and expect them to chase you. They know you're coming to them, so they're not going to make the effort to go to you. So you have to let it be known that you're interested, and then pull your energy away and go do something you actually enjoy. Don't pretend to be busy. Actually be busy. Go improve yourself. Read a dang book. Do some energy work. Do something to magnetize yourself. But don't pretend to be busy and then spend all day pining after them and checking their social media and checking yours to see if they're checking yours. That is energy that aligns with chased. I'm chasing someone else. That's not people are obsessed with me energy. That is, I'm obsessed with everyone else and knowing whether they're obsessed. People want connection with a coworker or someone they know, and they want them to be more pursuant of them, but they also do a lot of stuff that turns that pursuer off. Like, you cannot constantly bombard someone and expect them to chase you. They know you're coming to them, so they're not going to make the effort to go to you. So you have to let it be known that you're interested, and then pull your energy away and go do something you actually enjoy. Don't pretend to be busy. Actually be busy. Go improve yourself. Read a dang book. Do some energy work. Do something to magnetize yourself. But don't pretend to be busy and then spend all day pining after them and checking their social media and checking yours to see if they're checking yours. That is energy that aligns with chased. I'm chasing someone else. That's not people are obsessed with me energy. That is, I'm obsessed with everyone else and knowing whether they're obsessed. Regulating your nervous system is a fancy way of saying keep yourself calm. It's a fancy way of saying realign and come back to center. Come back to yourself. So anytime you're doing any kind of manifestation, yes, you can manifest from a desperate place. You can. But it's typically not something that is easy to repeat. And I don't like doing things that way because it doesn't feel good to me while I'm doing it. I don't like being in a desperate state to manifest anything. Especially something that I want to last. So if it's a situation that's important to you and you want it to work out, I wouldn't recommend doing it from a place of a place of panic. So just to generalize, you definitely want to have the energy of being someone that aligns with the identity of someone who's obsessed over, someone who gets chosen. You don't want to have that I get picked last for kickball energy whenever you're going into this. I tell people to let the other person initiate. So you want to show interest. If that person doesn't know you're interested in them, you want to show interest, but don't be the one to initiate anything whenever you want them to be obsessed with you, because then that puts you in the chase position. So if there's someone that you like, maybe it's a coworker or something like that, maybe show interest by being a little more open, a little more flirtatious than normal, but don't make the first move. Like, I would love for you to take me out. I would love for you to call me. Here's my number. Call me. You know, you want to, especially if you're dealing with men, give them the opportunity to chase you and to be a man. Like, give them the opportunity to initiate the courting. Maybe it's just because I'm Southern, but courting is something that I've never initiated. I've always let it be known when I was interested in something, but I was never the person to say, hey, ask me out or something like that. So for me, it's just a natural instinct to let a man initiate. But for a lot of people, especially when you're desperate and you want that person to have, interest in you because they're your SP, the person that you're trying to manifest, you can have desperate energy. So even though you're trying to manifest this person, try to keep that energy in check, because when someone feels that you feel they're this prize, it kind of makes them wonder what about them is so much better than you. And they start to wonder if you're worth the energy that, of pursuing, because you're showing them that they are the prize. I hate to say you're the prize, because people have really been using that in so many crazy ways lately. But in terms of manifesting, you don't want to put something on the pedestal, because that means that it's out of reach. That means that it's not something that you can obtain. And whenever you go into the energy of chasing your SP, that's what you're doing. You're telling them that they're out of your league. So make it known that you're interested in. So one way that you can easily manifest is to do it before bed. There's less resistance at this time. This is when you can do SATs, and you're going to do like the sleep method, where you're saturating your subconscious with your desire. Keep it short. I think a few seconds is good enough because you're going to loop it. Have an image in your mind that you can put an emotion behind, but still conveys whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So if you want that person to call you, you might imagine that person holding their phone, browsing through their phone and stopping on your name, like they're going to make a call. Or you can imagine that person doing something mundane. Maybe they're brushing their teeth and they're looking at your social media, or they're eating and they're looking at your social media, and then they contact you. Keep it simple. It doesn't need to be super, super specific, because then you risk putting too much resistance on that. Like you start, trying to control every little outcome. But have a general image in your mind that's easy enough for you to replay, and that's short. So you could do that. You can also do this thing that's called a solar plexus kind of attention pull, and this is where you're going to do a meditation and visualize like a golden thread or something. It's usually a golden thread, a thread between your solar plexus and theirs. Now, this is better for people who are really into meditation and who are good with, their chakra energy. If that's something you struggle with, this probably wouldn't be a good technique, but you can imagine your chakras connecting. Or if you're a witch, get yourself a candle, 2 candles. You pick a color for you and one for them. You can do 2 red, you can do 2 pink, you can do a red and a pink. You can do any color. Okay, and get a thread. Doesn't have to be a cord. I think that if you're a witch, having a sewing kit on the side would be great, because it comes with all those little threads, and you can just tie a simple little sewing thread around each of the candles, put them a little distance apart, make sure the candle thread is tight, and then light the candles, and then the thread will burn, between them. Now make sure you have it in a fire safe place. You don't want anything catching on fire, but that's a way to connect yourself to your SP. A lot of times it can be symboled as a cord cutting, a cord burning, or people might tell you that. And yes, you can do cord burnings that way, but intention does matter. Okay, just because you are cooking in the kitchen and you add basil to your food, or you're making oatmeal and you put cinnamon in it, it doesn't mean that you're going to win the lottery. Okay, just because it's associated with something. My God. So a lot of this is actually less about what you do and more about what you feel. It's more about identity work than it is about something that you have to physically do. Because you're not manifesting the relationship per se, you're manifesting the person and the version of you that is chosen. Okay, so you're manifesting the version of you that is prioritized, the version of you that is constantly thought about, the version of you that is the person that this person orbits around. You are their sun, okay? But if you treat that person like they're your sun and you are the planets orbiting around them, then you have manifested a relationship that you are I don't want to say a victim to, but in this sense, they are your God, and if anything goes wrong, you are at the mercy of this person. So you really have to be careful with these kinds of obsession spells, because if you go into it the wrong way, you actually manifest you being obsessed with them and not the other way around. If you go into a spell where you put them on this pedestal, you are actually the one that is risking the obsession, because you're the one that's viewing the relationship in a light that is, they are my everything, I have to have this work out. You really have to, as much as it sucks, and this is all about SP work, as much as it's about manifesting a specific person, you have to save them or something better. You have to feel that and believe that. If you really feel that this person is the person that you are trying to manifest, and everything that you feel about them is authentic and true to what you're trying to manifest, then it will be them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you are saying, I want to manifest this romantic partner who just loves and adores me, and you think it's XYZ, But in reality, XYZ is actually not that person. They're just portraying themselves as that, and the universe knows better. And the universe doesn't send that person to you. You're thinking, it didn't work. My SP manifestation didn't work. The spell didn't work. Or they aren't who you think they are. And you're being redirected towards someone who is what you're looking for. So you have to say them or something better. Otherwise, you might get that person, but it might not be what you think it is. And then you're in a situation where you're unhappy because you've manifested something that isn't what you wanted. Because you want to go against the grain and obtain something despite it not being for you. So I would love to get up and show you the mirror thing, but I'm nursing my baby. So, mirror obsession trick. So where you grab a mirror. So you can have a compact, you can have a normal mirror on your glamour altar, your stand. You can use compact out of your foundation. Just hold a compact mirror, look at it, look at yourself, okay, not them. And you're going to speak to your higher self through your reflection, and you're going to say, you think of me constantly. My name echoes in your mind. You crave my voice, you crave my presence, you crave my energy. And you're doing that to become a narcissist, essentially, more obsessed with yourself. Because when you are obsessed with yourself, other people are also obsessed with you. That's just the energy that is created. Like attracts like. And when you think about celebrities who have big followings, they're usually these big a-holes, and people love an a-hole. You know why? Because they're obsessed with themselves. They don't give a and you can't help but admire, even if you hate someone like that, you can't help but admire, like, dang, they're going to be themselves no matter what. And that's the kind of energy that you have to have if you want to have, you know, spells like this work. You have to be a little bit obsessed with yourself. I mean, how can you expect anyone to be obsessed with you and you're not even obsessed with you? That's like you selling a product that you don't even like. You might be able to sell it, but I guarantee you that people will not feel that you feel like it's worth their buying. They're going to feel that energy and be like, why did I buy this again? You know, and that's how you're coming off in your obsession things. So I want you to practice looking at yourself and doing the mirror trick, because you really need to get comfortable staring yourself in the face and being obsessed with yourself. If you can't even look at you long enough to do the spell, how are you supposed to attract anyone to you? Someone being obsessed with you is foreign to you because you're not even obsessed with you. So how can you create the feeling in spell work or manifestation because you don't know what it feels like? You can't create the feeling of someone being manifesting someone being obsessed with you because you don't know what that feels like. So go be obsessed with you. Practice it. Now, I do have a baby and she likes to nurse and be all in my face. So we're going to get through this video together, but we're going to get through it. Now, next, I want you to think about the SP mirror principle. And this is where your SP mirrors whatever it is that, you know, you're giving them, whatever it is you feel about yourself in the situation, your SP will mirror that back to you. So if you are Nicole is thinking they're emotionally unavailable. He's emotionally unavailable. He doesn't choose me. So what she gets is the SP being distant, inconsistent, unfeeling, confused, just all over the place. Chaos, basically. And the Nikki's SP in her mirror, Nikki's thinking, of course I'm in his mind. Whenever he's bored, he thinks of me. Whenever he's busy, he thinks of me. Whenever he's warm, he thinks of me. Whenever he's, you know, whatever he's dealing with, he thinks of me. Therefore, whenever the SP is bored, Nikki pops in their mind. Whenever the SP is busy, Nikki pops in their mind. Whenever the SP is anything, Nikki pops in their mind. Why? Because that's what she believes. That's her reality. That is who she is, and therefore her SP mirrors that back to her. There's that concept where you go to ask someone something and they mirror back to you whatever it is that you're giving them. So if you're really nervous about something or you're not sure about something and you go to share it with someone and, you know, you're coming off as someone who's unsure about whatever idea you're sharing, whatever idea you're voicing to this person, If, you know, they care about you at all, their first instinct is going to be to protect you. So their first instinct is going to be to shoot down whatever it is that you're nervous about, whatever it is that you're trying to share that you're not ready for. They think they're protecting you subconsciously. So you go over there and you're like, I have this great idea. I'm going to do this. And then that person notices your energy. Your energy is not confident. Your energy is not, I'm going to do this. Your energy is, I'm scared shitless. I can't do this. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure you're going to do this? That's mirroring. And that's what your SP is doing. Every time that you're over there thinking, are you sure they're thinking about me? Are you sure they're obsessed with me? Are you sure that I'm on their mind? Are you sure they really like me? Are you sure they like me so much? Are you sure I'm the only one they're talking to? Are you sure it matters? If it matters, then it matters. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, you have to be that mirror. Whatever it is that you want, everyone is you pushed out, you have to be that thing. People cannot be it for you. Okay? Nikki's in the shower, like, washing her body, thinking, of course they're thinking of me. I am comfort. Feel the skin. Of course they want to feel my skin. Smell my body. I smell so good. I'm so clean. I'm fantastic. Who wouldn't want to be near this? You know? Everything that Nikki does is sought after. Everything that Nikki does is something that you want to be a part of. Everything Nicole does feels like a chore. Everything Nicole does feels like you can't wait for the interaction to be over because you're just so exhausted from reassuring Nicole all day. And whenever you're manifesting an SP, you can't be this exhausting energy. Because exhaustion gets exhaustion. That's exactly what you're going to get back. Ease gets ease. Exhaustion gets exhaustion. It's law of attraction, baby. Okay, so this section is going to be about the energy that you're calling from. Now, you cannot manifest love from desperation or anxiety. Love and desperation, love and anxiety are not on the same frequency. Love is on the frequency with comfort, stability, ease, okay? Anxiety, love, desperation, love, no. This is how you get in those situations where it's not love, you just got butterflies and the person's a little psychotic. So you have to manifest from a place of calm. And I try to explain this to my clients by saying, whenever you imagine yourself thinking about your SP, you need to do it from a place of the law of assumption kicking in, where you feel like you already have them. And what I mean by that is we're not going to be desperate, feeling like we're waiting on them to show up, because in your reality that you're manifesting, that person is waiting on your call. They're waiting to see you. They're waiting to, to hang out with you, to contact you. But if you're constantly in the state of, I wonder if they're going to call, I wonder if they're going to do this, then those two realities do not line up, okay? So, Nicole wakes up thinking, why hasn't he texted me? Is he losing interest? Why did he make this face whenever, I said this thing? Is he talking to someone else? Wonder what he's doing. Is he thinking of me? I wonder what he thinks of me. Okay? Her energy is screaming, pick Misha. If you are a sprinkle girly, you all know about pick Misha. And you're just screaming, pick me. Please pick me. Validate me. Reassure me. You don't want to manifest an SP from that energy. Okay? This creates a repelling energy. Because it's coming from fear. And also imagine being around someone who's constantly like, do you like me? Are you sure you like me? Do you love me? Are you sure you love me? How do you love me? Tell me how you love me. It's a lot, okay? Even if you really care about that person, after a while, you're going to be like, damn, like I already told you I love you. Why don't you love you enough to know that I love you and believe it whenever I say it? We cannot love people more than they love themselves, Okay, so the Nikki example, she wakes up thinking, of course he's into me. Of course he's into me. Of course I'm unforgettable. Of course I'm on their mind. Of course they're thinking of me. Why wouldn't they be thinking of me? I'm thinking of me. Of course they're thinking of me. Are you kidding me? And if they're not, something's wrong with them. Obviously, they're not for me. They're not over here hung up wondering if, Roger is gonna, show up. Go home, Roger.